I won't lie, that's impressive. Hi folks, I'm Matt and welcome to My Expanded Universe, a show where I go through the entire EU in chronological order as best I know how. Alright folks, it's time to get to a book, Yoda Dark Rendezvous. It was written by Sean Stewart, and in it, Count Dooku reaches out to his old master, Yoda, in an effort to do a peace talk in hopes to end the Clone Wars. Now, is Dooku serious? Yoda thinks he is. He'll at least try anything for peace. You have to read it to find out. What did I think about this book? Well, two things. One I'm going to mention is Count Dooku's past is really explored in this book. I like that. Still, we don't really know that much about Count Dooku. Jude Watson did a little bit, but not much. And this book kind of opens up a little bit more into Dooku's past. And I, for one, was interested to hear how he grew up, you know, his noble days when he was a, good guy, and how he slowly became bad. I think that's another missed opportunity in the Expanded Universe to explore Count Dooku's character. I would have loved to see more. Not Count Dooku Clone Wars, Count Dooku before the Clone Wars. Maybe his, disenchantment with the Jedi Order and him leaving, and maybe, Sidious slowly putting his hooks in them. Maybe even before that, when, of course, I wanted more Qui-Gon Jinn, Count Dooku stuff, but even some Count Dooku Yoda stuff was great, and that's what you get in this book. So for that reason, it is really good. Now, the second reason this is really significant is this is Yoda's only novel that got approved by George Lucas. And George had a bunch of rules, and one of his rules was nothing about Yoda. You can't go into his past, you can't have a book about him, and that didn't stop Bantam and, Del Rey from trying, right? They pitched, according to them, they pitched several Yoda stories, and when George read, oh, it's starring Yoda? No. It can co-star Yoda, you can do a little comic book series on him, but I don't want a big novel about Yoda. I don't know why. He didn't want Yoda's past to be explored, and I can understand that. Some things are better left a mystery. But he just didn't want Yoda to be the focal point of any storyline. Now, he approved this novel, and it was a big deal. In fact, it took Del Rey by surprise. They actually went and canceled one of their books that were coming out, and it is, of course, Escape from Daggoo by William C. Ditz, who had wrote some other books, the Dark Forces trilogy, years ago for Dark Horse. But he was coming back. He was doing a Clone Wars novel. I was excited about him because I knew him from those Dark Forces books. And I was like, oh, good. I want to see what else he can do. And then the book never came out. And I never knew why. I seriously never knew why until years later that the whole reason Escape from Daggoo did not come out was because Yoda Dark Rendezvous got approved by George. And they went ahead and said, ooh, well, who wants to read about Shock T? They want to read about Yoda. And you know what? They're right. I hate it, but they're right. Now, it's not that I hate Yoda Dark Rendezvous. In fact, I love the book. I really think it's really good. Not the best book in the Clone Wars, but a decent one. However, I just feel remiss that we did not get to see Escape from Daggoo, and because of, this novel. And they already had it finished. They already had it completed. I even talked to Bill, the author, and he told me, sadly, that he can't release it because he got paid in full, folks. They paid Dietz the entire amount. Like, he published a book. And so they have it. It's completed. They have the art. Everything's ready to go. And for some reason, they never release it. And I don't know why. That was like a free book. I guess they thought they didn't strike while the iron was hot and Clone Wars novels had gone the way of the buffalo and the TV show was really, and a few comic books was all you needed. I really don't understand why they didn't just go ahead and print this free book. In fact, we hear about that adventure later on. Now you're saying, Matt, now is this a review about Escape from Daggoo or Yoda Dark Rendezvous? To be honest, both. Because that was the book that replaced Escape from Daggoo. Again, I totally understand and agree with the logic. The fact that George approved the book really shocked them. They're like, whoa, okay, he said yes. Okay, what do we do? I don't know. We got to get rid of one of these books. And the reason they have to do that is Del Rey and Bantam both signed contracts that they could only put out X amount of books per year. And so they couldn't print out, think about it, if you had the Star Wars license, man, you'd be printing out books every week, right? Because people like me are going to be eating them up. But part of the agreement is, hey, you're paying us for the rights per book, and we have an agreement you can only put out X amount of books. So they had a time crunch. They had to get rid of something. They got rid of that one because it doesn't star a main character. And I'm sure it didn't impact the Clone Wars significantly. Obviously not, right? Or they'd have put it out. And so I understand the logic of that, but I totally wish they'd have put it on the slate for the year after. Because it still, I don't think, would have been too late. And of course, I would have loved to have read it. But they had moved on by then, and sadly, it closed the door on one book. But we did get a good one in return. All right, folks, that is all the time I have for now. See you next time.